Well, I researched chaos.
Yeah? Good. Hey guys, Dave from Mob Rules joined by John, who's going to be taking the lead on this one because Danny is out of town. And also, I had to do Christmas shopping and stuff, so I couldn't actually research a ton of stuff. And we're going to be talking about Chapter Approved.
And the Mutatorium Field Guide. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so let's get into it.
Hi guys, John here from Mob Rules, along with Dave. We're here to talk about Chapter Approved 2019.
The most sought-after book this entire year.
Well, no, that's the Mutatorium Field Manual. But we're going to quickly go over Chapter Approved.
We didn't know that when we were citing.
Fair, yeah.
Everybody's can't wait for points in Chapter Approved, and GW threw us a curveball with like
no one will wait for Chapter Approved anymore. No, it will. There's a lot of great stuff in here. And I think it really goes to show there's more ways to play than just competitive, with a lot of different narrative and open play options in this book here.
Completely agree.
So this is what we've got. It just goes over our regular ways to play. There's obviously some fantastic art here of what looks like Blood Angels versus Orcs. Still hopeful for Armageddon coming soon.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Psychic Awakening 12, Armageddon.
Fingers crossed.
The Beast Arises.
It goes over some open war cards and different ways to use the open war card deck if you already have those. Which many people do. There's another method here with like Secret Agenda. And again, these are just ways of improving the open war deck.
This is the book that, and this term is not used in derogatory in any way, shape, or form, but Garage Hammer players, this book is for you. 100%.
I'm excited. I mean, Covert Ops is amazing. Secret Agenda is really good. Anything that can kind of bring variety to the open war deck is cool. Because when I was running my narrative events, I used open war deck to figure out that.
Well, and you know, we're doing we're going to do that Chaos Warband off.
Yep.
Slow fun build.
Maybe we'll use
after
the open
LVO.
war.
Yeah, no, this stuff fits right into that. It'll be perfect.
Open War Army Generator got a little bit of interest from people here. There's a power level unit, a unit level unit. I can't speak.
Now you know
a unit level limit. Try saying that 4 times fast.
So you could, you know, tailor down the games that you can't be above this point, which means, you know, no flying hive tyrants in a 15 power level game.
Right. So this one here is a troops, elites, fast attack, a champion. A character that is not a vehicle or monster, or a conqueror, which is any unit with a battlefield to roll. And then army generator, yeah, so you just kind of roll your D66 here and figure out, are you going to get 2 champion units or 3 troops, or are you going to be up against just a bunch of regular troops? I think there's a lot of great play in this. And also, this might be a fun thing for a little Chaos campaign where we decide what we're doing that week.
Where we have to roll off.
We have to roll off this week. I have to do up to 3 fast attack choices, or you have to do up to 2 champion units.
That would suck for me if I haven't built any fast attack choices
No,
yet.
I'm going to rig the dice, so you just have to keep doing troop units. Hit those demons.
I'm just going to take cultists. What are you talking about?
So that's the open play parts there. Again, it's not going to be most balanced all the time, but there is a lot of fun ways to kind of get about it.
Yeah, it's a great way to play.
Moving on to narrative in this spectacular picture. Holy crap. Of the Avatar of Cain facing down a bunch of Deathwatch.
Intercessors.
Deathwatch Intercessors, yes. I know.
Yeah.
And the regular, it's a great picture.
Because regular Space Marines could not face down an Avatar of Cain.
Can I just say, like,
the
this book
art
so
of this book
far,
is amazing.
they are knocking out. That's a Mauler Fiend right there. You have some Necrons going against Ultramarines. This Imperial Knight right here with the underlighting. This thing is amazing. Spearhead. It's all about tanks fighting tanks fighting tanks. After you created the battlefield, players should agree what area counts as roads, and then you get +3 inches. So this is taking some of the Urban Assault rules and porting it over to this format here.
And Urban Assault was blast.
Yeah.
It's totally fun to play.
And again, it's just going through rules for this here, and it's just ways of using all of your giant tanks for...
You know, using the tanks you built last chapter approved.
Yeah, exactly. All your custom Land Raiders.
Battlezone Tank Graveyard. That's where your tanks actually ended up after the last chapter approved after you made them.
That's where my draw pods ended up.
This is where every Battlezone that I had just played in should be considered a tank graveyard, actually. Because I take nothing but tanks.
Oh man, and then it goes on to how to create it. You get specific Warlord traits for vehicles. So reroll wooden rolls of 1 for Made by the Warlord, which combined with guard is going to be gross. Defensive gunners, an indomitable spirit. Again, just ways to make your tanks a little better. Tank ace is just a specific stratagem that you can get to make some of your guys. And again, try to make narrative-themed missions to improve your tanks.
Yep.
And Warhammer.
And then just a bunch of special missions and deployment and the stratagems that go with them for when you're playing it.
You know, that says God Hammer Las Cannons. I saw Goo Hammer Las Cannons, which now I have a skit I want to do.
Alright. Make a note.
There's a bunch of stratagems for these missions here, and just more amazing art. Like,
Oh yeah.
I want to just
Dude, look at that cultist on this fallen knight.
Yeah, look at that guy go.
He's like
Just doing his darndest. Linked games was the other presented option, which was very popular, combining Kill Team, combining 40k, and kind of giving you hints on how to run that. It's something I've done before, especially back in the day when they had Battlefleet Gothic and things, and we did Zol Mortalis that affected the outcome of the games.
Yep.
But it's just ways of doing the Link campaigns.
And then,
Different missions you
different
can do
styles. So this one takes Kill Team, and then Warhammer 40k, and then Apocalypse.
Yep, so it's a gradually escalating battle. This one takes Kill Team Apocalypse, and then because everyone's dead, just a regular game of Warhammer 40k.
Should be Apocalypse, Warhammer 40k, Kill Team, because that's all that's left.
Yeah. Which is, Warhammer 40k Apocalypse Kill Team.
Hey, there it is.
A decisive strike. It was very decisive.
Tighten down. Yeah, they just kind of seem fun.
Yeah.
I like them.
Death from Above, or all the kind of airplane rules. Challenge missions. Now, this was something I was very interested in. It says, this is aimed at making very hard games, or making games unbalanced if there is a gap in player skills. Say, like, if Dave was playing Danny, or if I was playing anyone. They're designed
You
for
gotta
kind
sit
of
at
things
the camera. Whispering it to me makes me feel good, but at the same time, the audience doesn't hear it.
Oh, you just want me to say it again.
Please. Yeah, no, you got challenge missions which have different deployment zones, and different stratagems you can use. Just like you see that all the time in most of the books, they give you this sort of fun stuff to build and play your own way. Like forge your own narrative is great. It's the best saying in the game.
And sometimes you need some beer and pretzels to go along with your main meal. And man, these are really good here in the little missions they have here. If your defender's kill points are more than double your attacker's total, the challenge rating, it gives you different win conditions pretty much.
Yep.
And different ways of buffing your characters, and different ways of defending your stuff as well. So Headhunter's Domination, which, wait, what now?
That's the defender's deployment zone. You can only, attackers can only, they walk on.
Alright, so that makes it very, so just ways to make it more difficult and give it more challenging, especially if you're in your play group and you're not finding challenging games of 40k because you're winning all the time, or you've figured out how to do this particular thing. Handicapping yourself in that way might give you a funner alternative. Now the cool stuff, matched play, new battlefronts. Here's the regular missions that some of you are going to play. I know in the West Coast here we mostly play ITC missions, so Eternal War doesn't really get a huge look in, but they are usually pretty good.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Another amazing art piece. Like,
that's look at that poor guy. He's like, no, get off.
Yeah, those rending claws. Schemes of War is just new ways of doing your tactical objectives.
Yeah.
Which again, if you're playing that way, tactical objectives are really cool. I like to play Drunken Commander, as I call it sometimes, because your objectives keep changing. And just new Maelstrom missions to go along with this here.
All good stuff. All great. And then appendix, because that means that's the end of the book.
Yeah,
apparently.
so appendix. So all of the super
They should
cool...
have just gotten that removed.
So all of the super cool
Wait,
news...
Hold on. I wanna make this joke. Look at how infected this appendix is.
You gotta say it to the camera, otherwise I won't find it funny.
I said it to the camera. Don't worry about it.
So new and updated data sheets here. So we have all of the data sheets for all of the new Slanesh units.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I probably am, but weren't these already in White Dwarf?
I believe so, but not everyone buys White Dwarf.
So just a way of getting all the
Yeah,
the
so
data
a way
sheets
of getting this stuff here.
But there's more to it than what was in there.
There is also...
All the Slanish stuff.
Horrors have a new data sheet in here.
Well, Horrors had a new data sheet in the last one, actually, which is interesting, in Chapter Approved 2018.
Yeah.
So they're just giving you Horrors again in case you needed it. I mean, some new special rules maybe, some changes to stuff. I'm not familiar enough with Horrors to be able to tell you, John was for a brief minute, but then he sold them all, I think.
Nope, I still have them all. But yeah, I mean, magical horde still happens, so they go assault 3 for their shooting if they have more than 20. They have the same save. It reinforces that you pay for splitting out of the reinforcement points, but you can go above the starting unit size.
Which is kind of a shame, because I think if you had to pay
it would be
more...
so broken.
No, I mean, but if horrors cost more to take to begin with,
yeah,
because that was already factored in instead of having to save reinforcement points for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of, let's say, horrors cost 9.
So
right
something
now.
here, and Internet, you can yell at me if I'm wrong about this here, but split, it says here when you remove units from any phase other than the morale phase. Yeah, you can split. So if you remove horrors from the morale phase, you do not get to split them.
Nope.
Wah, wah. But nope, nothing else exciting. They know 1 psychic power is smite. They only get to roll 1 dice for it, so try it first.
Yeah, so do that one first.
Blood Crushers and Flesh Hounds are in here too.
Did they know smite?
I would assume so. They are Corn Demons, and I love this art. So this is the cover of the Demon Codex, and it's an amazing movie.
Just absolutely amazing piece. And then you got fortifications, from which they just have them all lopped into one spot, make it easier.
This is the 3rd year fortifications that have appeared in chapter approved. I think they're going to appear every year because this is the only sensible place to really put them in.
Yep. I agree.
Chaos Bastion, and then we have Terrain. With some updated rules. We have our little mongrel sticker here, right over Ruins, which Dave picked up a really interesting fact about.
Which may or may not, factor in later in life here. But I mean, if you look at this stuff, you got woodlands. Let's be honest, competitive people aren't playing with woodlands, but narrative people totally are. I love woodlands to the point where I made a bunch of them for our local game store. Barricades. In the fight phase, you get a minus. Let's see. So. When a model targets an enemy infantry unit, that it has all of its models within 1 inch of a barricade. So all of them have to be within 1 inch of a barricade to benefit. The target unit receives the benefit of cover if the shooting model is closer to the barricade than to the target. So if you're on the other side of the barricade and they're shooting at you, you get cover. If you're on the same side as they are of the barricade, you don't get cover.
That's crazy.
Like, weird how that would work like that. If the target's at least partially obscured from the point of view of the shooting model, when a unit charges a unit on the opposite side of a barricade, the charge is successful if the charging unit can end up within 2 inches of the target unit instead of 1 in the fight phase on the opposite sides of the barricade. In the fight phase, units on the opposite side of the barricade can be chosen to fight with and can make their attacks if there is an enemy within 2 inches instead of 1.
That's really good.
Yeah. Plasma conduits boost also stuff and have the hazardous cover ability. So, they follow all the same rules for barricades and they have hazardous cover. And then ruins. John?
Ruins. Go ahead, Dave.
I can't read it from this far. It's on your side of the table.
Infantry units that are entirely on or within a ruin receive the benefit of cover. Other units that are entirely on or within a ruin only receive the benefit of cover if they at least entirely 50% of every model is obscured from the point of the view of the shooting. Now, the clarification here is the entire unit has to be in cover.
Yep, it says the entire unit has to be.
If you have 1 guy out or 2 guys out, or you only have a few people in cover, no one gets covered. I think this is a good change.
It's a pretty solid change. It means you have to get everybody up there. And I don't know if that's the current ruling, but I haven't ever seen it played that way.
No, but now I know to play it that way.
And then you've got containers, which are something you have to put down.
Free storm bolters. That's pretty much it.
Whoever's closest.
And then Crater is great for kind of subtracting charge distance, which will help some turn BC stay away from you.
Yep, and also if you're entirely within the crater, you get a benefit of cover.
It's good.
So again, you're seeing entirely within. So
Galvanic Servo Haulers, they've received the benefit of cover when they're near it. The Hemitrope Reactors.
Hazardous cover again.
Obstacles. Vehicles and monsters can't really go through it.
Yep.
Sector Mechanicus Terrain is a new one. Unless they can fly infantry, beasts, and swarm with scale ladders. So essentially,
you can't just go up to the next level.
You can't just go up to the next level. You have to go along, which I think is a great addition, especially with how prevalent that terrain is now. An Imperial Statuary, Imperium, is braver when they're near it. Crazy. And then the Thermoplasmic Regulators, hazardous cover.
Yep. Not shocking.
No, and also the rules for the Sector Mechanicus. So really pushing that having to climb walls.
Death World Forests, these did not change at all. Sealed Frontiers Structures. When a model targets an enemy infantry that has all of its models within 3 inches of a sealed frontiers structure, the target unit receives the benefit of cover if the shooting model is closer to the sealed frontiers structure than it is to the target, and the target is at least partially obscured from the point of view of the shooting model. Only infantry, beasts, and swarms and units that can fly can be set up or end their move on top of a sealed frontier structure.
You know what these are to me? Magic boxes.
Yep.
So GW has gone away, no more magic boxes.
That is, and it doesn't say anything about being able to, and no unit can move inside the ground floor.
So this entire section here makes the entire book worthwhile.
Assuming that that's the way that it gets read for and adopted by,
So
let's say the competitive scene, the ITC.
I'm hoping a competitive scene or the game scene takes this, but what this reads to me is there are no magic boxes.
Nope. That's
So
what it says.
what you guys need to remember is the term sealed frontiers structure. We're like, how do we want to rule this terrain?
Do you want to call it a magic
Sealed
box?
frontiers structure is what we want to call it.
One more time for the kids in the back.
Sealed frontiers structure, and that takes care of literally all of my complaints with 8th edition right now.
Yeah. So people have been asking for terrain rules, and GW gave you terrain rules. Now,
And
whether or
chapter
not
approved.
they get adopted by a competitive side is completely up to the people that run the competitive side. I myself will be busting off sealed frontier structures. Anytime somebody says, "Hey, I'd like to play with," I'll be like, "Ooh, that's a sealed frontier structure."
Yes.
I'm so
Sorry,
sorry.
that's a ruin. No, it is not. But yeah, that is chapter approved. There's a lot in there, and even though like the points were taken out, it kind of had to be because this is a thick book.
Yeah.
I like the way it splits between the 3 ways to play. I love the way that it just gives me tons of ideas for how to play. And I love that there's sealed frontiers structures.
Yes, completely.
And I bumped the camera a bunch doing that, but I'm so excited
You know what?
about
It's
it.
okay, the book was closed.
No.
So that is the first of the 2 books that comes with it. The other book, of course, is the Minotaurum Field Manual, which is
Possibly the more look forward to one.
90% of the reason people are going to buy it. Because it compiles every points value for every unit that is currently going to be good in 2020, or I'm sorry, playable in tournaments in 2020 in one location.
So we're going to just kind of go roughly through it. We're not going to go like a blow by blow points drop of it.
We'll be nice enough and move it so that you can get some good shots. But let's be honest, John and I do not have access to the points values for everything over the years to be able to tell you this went up, this went down.
But we can give you general answers here. Space Marines, mostly the same. Reavers went down a little bit. That was it.
Was it Reavers and weapons or Reavers and models? Because I thought Reaver models stayed the same.
Reavers are down to 16.
Okay, so maybe they got points in their weapons because they could take different weapon options.
Possibly.
Ultramarines, White Scars, Iron Hands, all the same. Imperial Fist, Salamanders, Raven Guard, Black Templars, all the same. They literally just had their books. Blood Angels, totally different than the... No, I'm just kidding.
Everything is the same.
Everything's the same.
Metal Daddy is the same. Hawk Daddy is the same. Fist Daddy is the same. Fire Daddy. Everyone is the same points for
Every
Space
current
Marines.
Codex Space Marine is still the same.
So while yes, there's no major increases due to their power right now, there's also not the drops that people thought were going to be happening the whole time.
Dark Angels changed. Not the troops, but the named characters got some, and some of the HQs got
Big points drops.
Decent points drops.
Yep.
If memory serves me correct, the Ravenwing Talonmaster I think went down. There was another one that went down, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
So yeah, Semel and Corvex, he went down a lot.
And then so did Azrael, did he not?
Yeah, pretty much every single special named character in 40k, apart from 1 or 2 exceptions and most of Forge World, went down in points.
So there you go. And again, one thing to point out here, the most important thing is we start with the non-current Codex compliant for people in Dark Angels is the melee weapons.
Thunderhammer.
Thunderhammers for characters are all at 40 for everyone. Space Wolves, Dark Angels,
Chaos.
Chaos went up to 40?
Chaos went up to 42. Everyone's paying the same.
Space Wolves, all the named characters again went down. Thunderwolf Cavalry, one of the most requested units to go down in points, stayed the same. However, Wolfen dropped a few points.
Because obviously the murder melee people needed to go down.
Well, Wolfen went down by 5 points.
Named characters all went down a little bit, I believe. And then, where is the guy there? Pack leaders are pretty good too. No, they didn't go down.
So there you go. Take your screenshots of that real fast.
Oh, let's not promote that. No.
I'm not. No, I'm not promoting it. They'll get it when they get it.
Deathwatch. What is unique here is this is now all of the units for these armies, and so Deathwatch, there is no there is no repulsor executioners.
Oh no.
There is no index models. There's no repulsor executioners. There's a limited list.
That's weird because they actually FAQ'd to give them the executioners.
So, and I don't know how they're gonna, but there's gonna be a lot of people because it's not in our list here of units Deathwatch can take.
You'll also for anybody that just noticed before he flipped, there are no Phobos units either.
Nope.
So unless there's something that happens, and again, Deathwatch, get used to your Thunderhammer guys because it's 40 points.
Yep.
Grey Knights got an overall points drop almost on quite a few things.
Lots of drops.
I wish I could tell you which ones, but again, I'm not familiar enough with this army. I don't know anybody that plays them. So you're just gonna have to do a little research, buy the book, get the points, and figure it out if you play them. They got they're not up to Space Marine tier, but every little bit helps. And then Adeptus Cerritos, there's no change because the Codex just released today.
Yep.
As you're watching the video, and the first place you can get it is in the Sisters box, which hopefully you ordered, because if not, it's up to $1,000 on eBay.
Wonderful. Custodes, very minor drops here and there, nothing hugely major.
I got very fooled by the Custodes because I hadn't seen, I was not looking at the 2018 points drops, so I looked at the Custode book versus
You're
that.
like, oh my god!
Oh my god, Custodes went nuts! The point is like 50 points drops across the, never mind, I'm wrong.
Yep, no, but there's a couple of little ones, nothing major. I think
I
Custodes...
think Trajan stayed the same, actually.
Custodes are at a pretty good place points-wise for what they can do.
The Claudius stayed the same.
Assassins. Weren't Assassins cheaper before?
No, they went up to 95 in
Wonderful.
the book, I believe. Or no, it was 85.
Yep, so Assassins are all up 10 points.
They're up 10 points. So if you run Assassins...
Well deserved, which who does anymore now?
Alright, and let's be honest. This section is too massive.
So let's be honest, none of us...
Were you able to research any of these as you were going through it, doing your spreadsheet?
I saved that for Astartes and Adeptus Astartes, or Astra Militarum and Adeptus Astartes for one, and then I just died in sadness.
So you've got Adeptus Mechanicus, and the only ones I know for sure went down are like the Electro Priests.
So Electro Priest went down, Manipulus went down quite a bit.
Yeah, one of the HQs went down. So
and yeah, its call is the same as he always was. And some of the guns went down. Again, it just seems to be, there's a lot of bookkeeping changes. So some units are being reduced in price to kind of be the same cost all around what guns are being played with to kind of get it leveled out there.
Some minor changes here and there. Imperial Knights, I believe, stayed the same. I don't remember.
There wasn't any huge drops in anything.
No.
At all.
Well, there was, but it was weird. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Because I've been having discussions about it. Inquisition
stayed the same.
Well, it just came out. So I hope it did.
Just got their White Dwarf book.
Yeah, unless this is their secret FAQ for the Inquisition White Dwarf book. Just
though Thunderhammer, 16 points.
Well, because it's not wielded by a Strength 4 monster. It's wielded by a Strength 3 monster.
Forces of Chaos. Now I do know a little bit about this one because I'm selfish like that.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, and I'll let you because I feel like these Forces of Chaos were the big winners of this.
So good. So, Chaos Cultists down to 4 points a model again, where they need to be.
Yep.
Chaos Space Marines down to 11 points again. But down to 11 points, which is a really good place for them to be. Huge winners in this. The Dark Apostle is down 28 points to 72 points. That's a huge drop. That's 25% down.
So I know that you've been thinking about this, but the Lord Discordant on Hellstalker, who was a unit 6 months ago that was seeing massive play and winning tournaments, how much did he go up, John?
Zero change. He's exactly the same cost now as he was before. Thankfully, I think it was the internet saying he was like crappy all the time. That man,
Like they listen to the internet?
Yeah, they let it to him.
Right.
Knockcliff Crown is down 20 points. If you have room for a fortification in your army, that's a pretty good deal there.
That messes up Psychers?
Yep. Obliterators are down 20 points. Obliterators 95 points now, which makes them really nice.
And completely takeable.
Yep. Lord of Skulls is down a bunch as well.
I want to take a Lord of Skulls now, actually.
Yep. I just wish it wasn't. Yeah. Demon Princes are down with wings. Regular Demon Prince is the same cost. They've split Demon Prince and Demon Prince with wings into 2 data sheets, looks like. And wings now only cost 9 points instead of 24, which is a huge drop.
Wings were jump packs.
Yeah.
It's just a jump pack, basically, and that brings it in line with other stuff that has
jump
packs.
pack on a murder machine, and that's the important thing.
Have you not seen a Blood Angels Death Company with jump packs?
I try not to.
Yeah.
I try not to. Warp Talons are down.
Warp Talons down make me excited.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of poo-pooing about Warp Talons in the last PA book because they were like, well, they still cost too much. Sure, they've got these cool new abilities. Well, what about now?
Yep.
Now they're down, what, 5 points?
Yep. Havocs are down 2 points apiece.
That is wrong.
Sorcerers are
the
down.
Sharpie, I'm fixing that right
Sorcerers are down 10 points. Master of Possession is down 18 points. Abaddon is down 30 points. There's so many adjustments through Chaos. Like a list I played last week is now 100 points cheaper, and it wasn't even optimized.
So now you can put back in another drill.
I can, absolutely. Death Guard, there's some...
So there, I was told there were some changes to the Death Guard Terminators.
Yep.
So a lot of people have seen pages because they were leaked earlier.
So the real quick, the changes were just the Sorcerer's brought online to be 80 points, the same as other Chaos ones. A couple of the elite characters came down.
The Demon Prince of Nurgle with wings is 170 instead of 155.
Yeah, because he comes with an inherent feel no pain. So he has like that 5-up ignore wounds. So that's
sense.
why he's more expensive at 170. So his wings still cost 24. And I love that they're splitting the Terminators or the Demon Princes out this way because a Nurgle Demon Prince is inherently better than another Demon Prince. Death Shroud Terminators are down to 25. Now you got to remember that their weapons are still very expensive. Their Plague Reapers are 20 points each, so they're still 45 a model, but that is still a great drop. Mortarion is exactly the same.
Thank God.
He did not change in points at all. Typhus dropped 20 points. Plague Bearers are at 8 points, which hurts me a little, but is probably for the best.
It's an increase of 1 point, is it not?
Yeah, but when you run 90 of them,
yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Well, you know what? You lost 100 points every
that's fair.
place, so take it where you can get it, I guess.
That's fair. And then the Photic Blight Drone, not the Photic Blight Drone, it's the Plague Wars Crawler. Man.
Plague Drones?
The Scooty Boys. The Mephitic Blight Haulers are down a bunch of points as well. So they are a really nice little mobile weapons platform to give a bunch of cover. Thousand Suns, Magnus did not change points at all. He did nothing wrong. So all of the rumors showing that Mortarion and Magnus were down in points, they are exactly the same as they were. Rubric Marines are 16 points, which is a great place for them to be. The Demon Prince of Tzeentch with wings is now the most expensive Demon Prince, but at 185 points, which he's a better caster, he's better everything. He needs to be more expensive, so I enjoy that greatly. Land Raiders, I haven't said, but across the board are down around 20 points a model. Bam! Chaos Demons. All the greater demons went down a little.
A smidge?
A smidge.
Okay.
Not a huge amount, but enough. About 20 to 30 points roughly each.
In the Thousand Suns, didn't I want to say they're the guys with horns. The animal beastmen.
Yeah, the Zingors.
Didn't Zangors go up a bit?
They are 8 points now. Yeah.
So.
For Chaos Demons, so yeah, all the characters kind of went down a little bit. Bellicor went down a little bit more, I believe. We have all of the troops stayed exactly the same price, apart from Plague Bearers, who went up 8. Chaos Spawns are down 5 points. Just a lot of nice little
balance changes.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
Chaos Knights. They're around the same.
I believe that actually there was a slight change and a couple went down.
Yeah, but Chaos huge winners out of chapter.
Oh, that's right. I believe that Armiger models had a change.
Okay.
They got cheaper, slightly cheaper. which makes sense because I think they were a little overcosted for what they did.
Yes.
So,
Agreed.
that's good.
Eldar, real quick. Eldrad went up a bit. He's at 145 now.
Eldar did not get nearly the changes that they should have in a positive fashion or in a plus fashion,
Right.
and got a lot of minus fashions.
They did.
It's too many to name the number here, but there's a lot.
There's a lot. It wasn't great, and all of the index units being removed kind of hurts. So the Autarch with the warp generator isn't there. Banshee Mask now is added as war gear, which is super good because that kind of takes care of the index thing. Their characters remain mostly the same, apart from Eldrad, like I said, who went up in price. Drukhari, the Archon went down from 70 to 55. That's a great drop. It turns a battalion of Drukhari into a little under 200 points, which is insane.
And there was some discussion about flyers for Drukhari.
Yep, so the Razor Wing went up a little bit. The Void Raymond Bomber remained the same, I believe. And then Eldar. Yeah,
Eldar flyers.
Both of your Crimson Hunter Exarch and your Crimson Hunter went up in points, about 10 to 15 points each. So now Crimson Hunter Exarch with guns is 190 points.
But the other flyers went down, if memory serves, if what I heard was true.
Nope. So we have the man. I'm brain farting now.
Okay.
The other plane.
Hemlocks.
The Hemlock. There you go. That stayed the same. 200
Because I could have sworn the Hemlock actually went down.
Nope. So 200 points, but it does have to come with Spirit Stone, so it's 210.
Okay.
So it's the same cost on that one. So Dark Eldar, a lot of good adjustments there. Not a huge amount. Harlequins, Clown Boys got good. They got a bunch of drops all over the place here.
It was insane how many drops. Everything went down except Death Jesters and the other Sniper Boy. Every single model in just Harlequins, not Harlequins and Ynnari, but just Harlequins. If you're looking at the Harlequin Codex, every single model got a points drop.
Yes.
Except for the Death Jester and the Solitaire.
We have one of our local players who runs Harlequin's list. He can fit, I think, what he said, like 30 more Harlequins in his list now.
Yeah, because the Harlequins were revealed by somebody.
Which is ridiculous.
Yes.
Necrons, saw a bunch of points drops all around.
Yeah, but not on the stuff that was getting current play.
No.
On a bunch of other stuff. Let's see, the Immortal, not Immortals, but Triarch Lich Guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Praetorians went down a little bit. Just some interesting changes to make it interesting for people to want to play something else and try other stuff. And nothing that is in here is bad at all. Like, I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah, Necrons still need some love, but yeah, that's Psychic Awakening.
It's a step in the right direction to start with.
Orcs, I'd read some rumors that Gretchen had gone up to 4 points. They have not. They are 3 points. Grot Oilers are now 4 points, but they do some more. But your regular Grot troops are 3 points still. Boys still 7.
Yeah. Not a lot of changes.
Stompa's 800. Mechboy Workshop down at 80. But yeah.
Yeah, some of the fortifications are down because, well, let's be honest, nobody was taking them.
No one takes fortifications. It's fair. Tau.
Stealth suits still Gucci.
Yeah, so lots of cheaper suits.
The broadside stayed the same. A couple of the other suits went down a little bit.
Yep. Just some nice balance options on there. And then the drones.
Drones stayed the same, did they not?
Is it 10? Recon Shield drone is 10. Or 11. Yeah.
So, yeah, they did not change to my knowledge.
Nope.
So there you go. Everything stayed the same there. Tyranids.
Tyranids.
Alright, so let's talk Tyranids for a second. There was a ton of points drops in Tyranids. On nothing that you would have expected points drops to be on.
So, yeah, Lictor at 30 points. That's a great buy.
Lictor at 30. So you got drops on Harpies. Not Harpies, Gargoyles. Gargoyles dropped a little bit. Biovores, Broodlords, Carnifexes, Gene Stealers all stayed the same. Hive Guard stayed the same.
What I want to point out for spoilers, if you look at Blood and Ball, you can get a unit of 30 Gargoyles with a 6-up invulnerable for 150 points.
Yep.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Ripper Swarm stayed the same. Raveners went down. Lots of stuff stayed the same, and lots of stuff went down. When you come to the other page over here, Warriors actually went down a little bit. the Tyrannofex, the Tyrannocyte, the Exocrine, the Toxicrene, they all got down just a tad.
Yeah.
And in fact, so the Tyrannocyte, which is the Tyrannid drop pod, went down 25 points.
Good. It needs to be.
So now it's 75 points instead of 100 to drop your guys in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All of Red Terror, I think, went down. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the rest of them stayed the same for the named characters. Gene Stealer cults got... I know that there was talk that they had gotten nerfed. I'm not exactly sure what, because I don't play Gene Stealer cults and I don't know what the points are off the top of my head.
We think it's a misprint. There is one unit that changed. Yeah, Neophyte Hybrids, 55 points per model. That's not accurate. So,
I don't know. I think Neophyte Hybrids should be.
I believe they're 5 points a model. So there's some misprints here. Aberrants went up. So your stop sign boys.
You think that maybe all the Harley stuff is just a big misprint?
I hope so. But yeah. So Aberrants went up. Stop signs went up. So they're a little bit more expensive there.
Yeah, Aberrants did go up to a flat amount, so they got more expensive, and there's talk that they're not viable anymore. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Forge World.
Forge World is weird.
Yeah, we're gonna post some stuff. All the same.
Except that it can't be all the same.
The majority of the Forge World stuff has stayed the same price.
So the Chaplain Venerable Dreadnought went down by 25 points.
Okay.
Which is massive.
Sure.
For a model that is no longer in production.
Especially with the litanies.
Yeah. When you factor in the litanies and other stuff like that. There's a few small drops here and there. Nothing really to write home about except that, the Chaplain Dreadnought.
Nope.
Which
our beautiful drill is still 130 points.
Not a lot changes over here. They pretty much, I mean, they just didn't touch a lot of Forge World.
No.
I think they felt that it was perfectly balanced and good the way it was, so they didn't want to mess with it. They didn't. The Claudius Grav Tank, which for the Custodes was seeing a ton of action, did not go up like everybody thought it would. So that's good for Custodes players. Yeah.
And then Death Corps of Krieg.
Yeah, I mean, I literally know nothing about Death Corps of Krieg.
Yeah.
So if you know stuff about Death Corps of Krieg and
Well,
it helps you.
It's wonderful.
Take an eyeball full of that and
Same with the Elysians. The Forge World Knights all stayed the same. Yeah, look that up.
Which is a shame because I wanted them to go up.
The Titan Legions, all your Warlords, your Reavers, your Nemesis, they are also all the same.
Yep.
Your Hellforge units, they are all the same. The Bloodsorters, those are all the same.
I don't even know what Irene Cults is.
So Irene Cults is like flyers for Chaos. They all stayed the same. Lords of Ruin, they all stayed the same. Arcos, I believe, dropped 5 points, if I remember right. But again, nothing huge to write on about.
And again, Custode or Renegade Knights for Forge World all stayed the same. Just like the
Children of the Warp all stayed the same. Quistor's Traitors all stayed the same. Heretic Legion stayed the same. Renegades and Heretics stayed the same. Which is pretty sucky because they have spawn now that's more expensive. Their Chaos spawn is 33 points as opposed to every other army's 20 points.
Oh, that's terrible.
Which seems, the Tantalus is the same, Reaper's the same. The Tau Tetra dropped 10 points.
There wasn't anything changed over here for Orcs either.
Nope.
That I remember. Which is a shame. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. The Gargantuan Skiggets went down to 5 points, John. Would you take it?
I would, but I would also have to pay that extra 345 points.
Alright, that's fair.
Some adjustments to Tau Tetras are down in points. But for the most part, Forge World pretty much untouched.
Except for Tyranids.
Oh.
They all went down a little bit. In fact, we were talking earlier about the Biotitan is now a flat 2,000.
So you can fit it in your list.
Yep.
Demon Karen, man, I wish that model was better, but that's okay.
The model or the rules?
The rule. I love the model.
I was going to say, I think the Demon Karen went down also.
Yeah.
It felt like some of the Tyranids, stuff, like they just put all the Tyranid stuff up on the wall and threw darts at it so they were going to drop points on it, and then wrote Devastation of Baal, or Blood of Baal, about what they made the changes to.
Yeah. So, Miscellaneous, Rogue Trader, Blackstone Fortress, everything is in there. None of those points changed because it's brand new. But yeah, that is a very, very quick look through the points in the Munitorium Field Manual. The next podcast we'll be talking about some of the really big winners or losers. And then if you sign up with our Patreon and support the podcast and our YouTube channel, you can join our Discord where we'll be answering questions all week long about the Minotaurian Field Manual, about Chapter Approved, and about Blood of Bow, but nothing else.
What if I want to know how Danny's vacation is going?
I mean, you can ask him that, that's fair.
Okay. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so for Mob Rules, I've been John.
And I've been Dave.
We'll see you later.